case I got is great for keeping water and stuff out, but it's also great for keeping sound out because all the mics are covered. So I got this little aluminum case. It's going to give me access to everything. It's going to allow me to run that mic. So you guys will be able to hear me instead of me mumbling all the time. Some extra batteries too. Alright, this is the sound of my voice with no microphones, just the new open skeleton case. Hopefully that helps a little bit, and then we're going to try it with the microphone. Alright, and this is the same skeleton case with a Ceramonic mic. Speaking behind it, speaking in front of it. Gotta clean the FD. Alright, hopefully that's an improvement. Alright, more parts came in. My HSV center caps for the CTS-V wheels on the G8 finally came in. These things are powder coated, milled out of aluminum. They have an O-ring to kind of pop them right in the wheel and keep them there. This is probably for when they jig it up, when they mill it. There's no backing plate or anything. So these should look pretty nice on those wheels. And then we got a tailgate assist for the F-250. And then a mod that shouldn't really have to be a mod. This is for the driver's side rear seat to be able to actually bring it down, because I'll show you later on the bracket that this attaches to. There's no way for you to actually get your hand back there and actuate it. So Built Right Industries came up with this modification that allows you to put a strap on there to be able to pull it, fold the seat down, and get to the big cubby that's behind it. And for the Camaro, I finally got the clipped body harness that I need to fix all the check engine lights that I got, and the fact that the fuel pump level does not work. So, clipped right out of a donor car, and then we'll solder right in. Alright, garage update. So originally I was going to put it in this back corner, but it turns out when they did a course survey, there's a freaking lake there. Somebody broke up concrete in there, put dirt over it, and called it a day. So I can't put the building here. I was going to put the building there, but there's tons of muck. So now, we're digging through, finding all the muck, and pulling it out. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we have to go too deep. That's what she said. So, all this black shit is the muck that needs to go away. All that white stuff is perfectly good dirt. So it looks like we just have to scrape a little bit more, and we should be down to good dirt. I'm going to take all this, shove it over there so grass will start growing. Bring all that dirt over there, back over to here, get back to level, and then probably bring in some more dirt, because that's exactly what I needed, is more dirt. Alright, so we dug down and we hit all clean dirt. There was a little rock over there that I had to dig out by hand and throw in that pile right there. And they did their core bore, checked all 4 corners, and we passed. We didn't hit any muck, we didn't hit any rock. So what we got to do now is take this good dirt, put it back in the hole. That's all muck. That's all muck. That'll get spread out. And then I need 22 trucks of number 1 fill. Go in that hole, make a 36-inch pad. And then we're going to get our site survey, and then hopefully get a pad going. Now, the guy I got these CTS-V wheels from, whoever had the powder coating done, they powder coated the shit out of the center of this. So the center caps may go in, they may not go in. I'm going to have to mess around with them. I'm going to take the O-ring out and dry fit them. See if they can even get past the powder coating. Because if not, I'm going to have to take a Dremel and just kind of lightly take all the powder coating out of here and then be able to put the center cap in. Alright, moment of truth. And they look like they no, spoke too soon. Binding up about here. So I'm gonna have to take a little powder coating out, and then should fit perfect because that O-ring It's just gonna grab right past this lip and not allow this to fall out. So what I wound up doing is just using some 3M superfine diamond paper foam stuff. Took down the inner lip. It's nice and smooth now. Polished it a little. Now there's no hang up points. So what I'm gonna do, just use like vinyl applicator. It's soapy lubricant that dries pretty readily. So I'm just gonna lubricate this ring, pop it in, and once it dries up, it should stay there. Now just to do it 4 more times. So even though these beds are aluminum now, they're still kind of heavy when they come down. So fix that with this. Should be pretty easy. Looks like it includes Loctite, tool, everything you need to install it. Right, taking everything apart, comes with the supplied Torx, some blue Loctite, the bed plate, the upper plate, some plastic so there's no interference with this touching against your paint and scraping it up, the actual strut. You're gonna need a T5 and a 10mm. Start out by taking this top bolt off, leave the bottom one alone. Without removing, back this out enough so that this plate will slide in. Slide the plate in, and then use the supplied button head bolt, tighten it in. Use a supplied Torx or your own one, pull that guy out. I wouldn't recommend using that one, just use your own T50. Take the other plate, and it's going to go back there with that bolt. You're going to want to take the shock and extend it out so that you can get it from the lower ball to the upper ball. And that's going to face down, that's going to face up. So after that's installed, you're going to want to take your Mylar sheet and maybe actuate the bed a couple times and try to figure out if this is going to rub against anything. And if it is, you're going to want to put that Mylar sheet on to prevent it from taking your paint off. Once everything's installed, one-hand operation. Comes down by itself. So I actuated this, and my piston doesn't seem to touch anything. As a matter of fact, this is the only thing that's touching anything. So your mileage may vary with that Mylar sheet, but I'm not going to install it on mine. I decided since this bunches up and kind of rubs against here, I'm just going to put the Mylar sheet here to prevent any paint starting to wear down. So onto this little mod. Now Ford, in their infinite wisdom, on the passenger side, they gave you this little guy. And you pull it, and the seat folds down. And you can get access to the jack, and a whole bunch of extra room if you want to squirrel stuff behind there. On the driver's side, it's a different story. I'm going to do my best to try to show this, but way back here, if you can see that little bracket and this little doodad, this is what Ford expects you to actuate to get this to come down. So, once you flip this back down, that'll come down. And look at all that storage space you got. You can also put a subwoofer there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bracket apart. We're going to add this bracket. And then this guy is going to actuate that pin and allow us to open this a hell of a lot easier than crawling all the way back there and actuating that tiny little pin. All you'll need is a T30. Take out those 2 bolts. Let's take your 2 bolts out. This bracket comes out. And this is the pin that we need to actuate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy, place it over, and that's going to actuate this pin. So what we need to do is, while holding that on there, take this bracket and slide it onto this bracket and let this retain that from falling out. Alright, so once you do that, you should be left with the red part being retained, not able to fall out. These notches will fit in, and then you got your holes. So you're basically going to take this and bolt it back into the same exact spot. Assuming you did everything right, this will bolt back in. You have a nice pull right there. Should be able to just slam the seat back, and everything still works the way it did before. Except what you get is that little guy poking out. You pull on it, and the seat comes right down. Kind of like how it should have been from the factory. And one final part that I've been waiting for to show up finally came. Straight from Australia. The VCM intake for the G8 with all the filler panels. So this should be a nice direct shot for right into the intake instead of doing one of these elbow things. So next video, we'll be installing that. Stay tuned.